Kushal sir, is it audible? Okay, all of you stay here. So within 1 minute, we will be start. So we are waiting for the resource person. Sir, is it audible now? Kushal sir?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Okay, thank you, sir. So will we start, sir? Okay. Good morning to everyone. Respected Kushal Bhangi sir, beloved staff members, and my dear students, warm welcome to this virtual power seminar on data science. Before starting off this session, on behalf of the K.L.E BCA College Athani, I would like to welcome to Mr. Kushal Bhangi, manager of EY company. Welcome you, sir.
Uh,
Also, I would like to welcome to all the staff members, students for this virtual power seminar. Uh, now, uh, Now I hand over this session to today's resource person, Mr. Kushal Bhangi, sir. Sir, please you can continue.
yeah.
Yeah,
Thanks, guys.
you're welcome.
Yeah. Thanks. Thank you, sir, for giving me this opportunity. And today we are going to discuss about data interpretation and data science, right? And I'm just sharing my screen. So let me know once you're able to see my screen. Are you able to see my screen? Yes. Okay. So, welcome to the world of data. So we have data interpretation. Inside the data interpretation, we have data science, data analysis, and data visualization, right? So, we know about data, right? What is data? Data is all about information. So we will have to understand that information, and we need to analyze that what actually this information is all about, and how we can make use of this information. Because see, whenever wherever you go, right, if you want to purchase a mobile, right, so you go and you ask, right, so which is the best mobile, and how many users have purchased this mobile, and we want the perfect mobile to be purchased, right? We just want the previous information to do our business. Likewise, so whatever the information we will have, so whatever the information we will have, we will make use of that particular information, and we will interpret that particular information, and then accordingly we will make up a decision which mobile to go, right? So that is how to do the interpretation. So we would need data science, and we do a lot of data analysis, we do a lot of data visualization stuff. We will go in detail about interpretation and data science kind of things, right? So data science or data interpretation, data analysis, right? These are different, synonyms we can say, right? So different people may call it as in a different way, right? So I call it as data science. Some people may call it as data analysis. Some people may call it as data interpretation, right? So however you want, you can take it up. Now, data science, data is information, and science is all about, you are doing some research on the information, right? So why do we need the research, right? So that is what we need to understand. If you want to take up any decision, right? So if you want to take up any decision, so we should have a data first, and on that we will do the analysis, right? Science is all about doing the research, right? So we need to do a lot of research on that particular data in order to take up a decision, right? Why we need to do the research? Because we want the best data, we want the best outcome, right? If you want to go anywhere, right, in the if any business, right, if they want to take up any decision, right, if they want to hire 1,000 people in this quarter, right? So they want to Infosys, they want to hire 1,000 people in this particular quarter, right? So how they have come up to 1,000 people? Because they have done a lot of analysis. If we hire 1,000 people on this particular quarter, only BCA guys, then we can put them into these projects, and we may get such kind of profit. They have done all this analysis before recruiting it, before they are coming into your colleges, right? And then because they know what they know the plan, right? And then according to that plan, they know what kind of output they'll get it, right? Accordingly you go, if you want to buy a mobile, if you want to go to a best movie, if you want to purchase a best dress, anywhere you go, right, you always go to a best shop itself, because many people are talking about that shop, and you always go for best brand, because many guys are knows about that brand, right? So that is how. So many people have done the analysis, they have done the research on the data, right? So why this research is required? Because to take up a business decision, many people are opting for data science, right? Data is all about information, science is all about doing the research on the information, right? So doing the research, we may call it as science, you may call it as analysis, you may call it as interpretation, you may call it as visual, whatever, however you want, you can do the analysis, right? So data science is all about doing the research, and taking the proper decision after doing that particular research, right? So this is all about me. I mean, I have I have total 12 years of experience, worked in SLK, TCS, HP, and presently I'm with ENY as a data science manager. I've been working on different projects, and retail Walmart projects, and mainly banking projects like ICCI, American Express, and SBI, right? This is all about myself. I worked as a data scientist, software developer, big data analyst, automation tester, all those things I have worked on. So we'll discuss about today's agenda, right? What is data science, and what is the what is the difference between data science, business analyst, and big data, right? What is business analytics? What are the data science applications, right? And these are the and what is visual analytics, and then what is business statistics, and then what are the machine learning algorithms, right? And then so what are the platforms and tools we use, what are the roles and careers we have, what kind of training certification we can do it, and we will have some Q&A session. Okay, so let's start up with data science, right? Data science is an interdisciplinary field about scientific methods, processes, techniques, and systems to extract knowledge or insight from a data in various forms, either structured or unstructured, similar to data mining, right? So what is structured and unstructured, right? You have data, as I said, data is an information, right? So when you store that data, where do we ideally store information in the computer system? We store it in databases, or we store it in Excel sheets. We may store it in, some of the very secured places, right? So in the IT industry, most of the people, they store a data, right, in the databases, right? So if a data is can be stored in a databases, are called structured data, ideally integers, floating points, characters, strings, right? All these are structured data, right? So which we can store it in a database, and which we can access it from there, right? What about unstructured data? So unstructured data is a data which cannot be stored in the databases, right? What kind of data we can't store it in a database? Audio files, video files, images, documents, PDF files, right? Live streaming data, we can't store it in a RDBMS, right? Such kind of data we call it as unstructured data. Now, data science is all about, extracting the information from both structured and unstructured data, right? So that is what we say, that interdisciplinary field about scientific methods, right? So we use scientific techniques, scientific methods, scientific processes to extract the knowledge, to extract the knowledge from that particular data, what this data is all about, right? What this data is talking to us, what this data is, we need to take up a decision from this particular data, right? So what we do is, as a data scientist, we use scientific methods, we use scientific techniques, we use scientific processes to extract the knowledge from the data. What kind of data? It may be structured data, and or it may be unstructured data, right? What is structured? A data can be stored it in a database, integer, floating points, characters, such kind of data we call it as structured data. A data which we cannot be stored into the databases are unstructured, audio files, video files, images, right? All these things are unstructured data, right? So data science is all about extracting the knowledge from structured and unstructured data, right? So using some scientific methods, processes, and techniques, right? This is all about data science. Why do we extract the knowledge from the data? Because to take up some business decisions, right? To take up some business decisions, to take up some certain business improvements, which will help us to improve in our business, which will help us to take up a business decisions, right? That will actually be helpful. Why are we talking about data science these days is a question, right? Everyone are talking about data science now, right? Why? Because we have so much of data these days. Earlier we were not having data science and stuff like that, because earlier we were not having much data. Example, right? So 10 years back, if you want to purchase a mobile, Nokia 1100, that was the only option you had. But now if you want to purchase a mobile, you have n number of options, right? You have Nokia, you have Samsung, you have, right, Vivo, Oppo, so many options you have, and end of the day you are confused which mobile to buy, right? And you just consult a expert guy, right? So hey, can you please suggest me the best mobile, and my budget is 10,000 rupees. Why you consult that guy? Because you feel that that guy knows everything about mobile, since he is working in the mobile shop, or he might be exploring so many opportunities in the mobiles, right? He might be working in a mobile company, right? You feel that he is the expert for you. That's the reason you go to him and you just ask him for the guidance. Hey, can you please suggest me the best mobile which I want to purchase, and my budget is 10,000 rupees. And he'll suggest you the best option in the market, because he knows everything about the mobiles, right? So he is like a data science for you, because you are approaching him and he is guiding you. So you go for this mobile, and this is the best mobile which will suit to you, right? And you blindly believe him, because you know that he is the expert. Likewise, in the IT industry, data science are the experts to the IT companies, right? So IT companies, they keep approaching to a data scientist. This is all about my data. Please suggest me the right path. Please give me the right direction. what kind of decision we need to take, what in which path we need to go, what kind of action we need to take it in order to improve our business, right? Accordingly, data scientists will, you know, give lot of suggestions, lot of inputs to the business managements. Accordingly, business guys, right, management guys, they'll take up a decisions, right? So data scientists in Infosys, they may say, data scientists, they might have, given the option, or they might have suggested, hey, since this is a pandemic year, you hire 5,000 people from this particular colleges or this particular country, right? And out of 5,000 people, so you put them into this project, so many people you put them into this project, and so many guys you put them into this project, and you may get such kind of profit after 1 year. Then business managements, Infosys, right, they'll take up a decision. Oh, yes, data scientists are saying all these things, because data scientists will not say blindly. They'll take up a business decision. They'll do the scientific methods. They'll do the, scientific techniques. So in order to analyze the data, in order to give the proper suggestions to your data, right? That is the reason data scientists are a kind of, you know uh, decision makers, the kind of drivers to a company, right? Anywhere you go to Amazon, you go to Flipkart, you go to Google, everywhere, right? Data scientists are playing a very important role in order to drive their company, because they have too much of data and they're confused what to use and what not to use, how to use, what way we need to farm, we need to, right? If you want to go from one place to another place, if you're having 10 routes, right, and you're confused which route I should choose, right? And if you want to go from one place to another place, if you're having 10 cars in your home, and you'll be confused which car I should use it to travel to the destination, right? That is how. And what if you're having no data, if you're having no cars, right, if you're having no path, right? So then there is no point of having this data scientist come into picture. But you have too many options and you're confused, right? So there is a saying, too much is too bad, and that is what we are into this stage now. We are having so much options, so many options, and we are confused what way to use and how to use, and what path we need to choose. That's the reason data scientist plays an important role in the company, right? So any doubts here, what is data science and why people are moving towards data science these days? Any doubts? We can have Q&A session at the end. Okay, no issues. Now, this is how data science has been evolution, right? So you have your centralized mainframe systems earlier, and then people have moved on to data warehouse. Then people started using business intelligence like MSBI, Power BI, right? So there are so many BI tools available, right? Then people started analyzing that particular tools, right, to take up a decisions. But data science or data analytics has come into picture, where they have started using lot of business techniques. They have started using lot of data science techniques, lot of machine learning techniques to analyze the data and to take up a proper decisions, right? So this is how we are into now. So people started data science or data analytics or machine learning to analyze the data and give up a proper decision. But earlier, right, people were we were having data warehouse, right? So we were having Informatica, and there are so many data warehouse, very centralized repository, and you just have to access the data. You'll have to do the analysis manually, right? But now people started, after that people started using some BI tools, right? So Tableau, Power BI, and MSBI, right? There are so many business intelligence through which they started analyzing the data, but which was not that accurate. It was not that proper. Then they started applying some data mining techniques. Again, that was not again accurate. Then when they started using ML, right? So the decisions were so much accurate. That's the reason people started using data science or data analytics now. So there are so many business analytics, right? So people say that business analytics and data science, there are both are same people, sometimes they say, and sometimes they say both are different, right? People are confused what is data analyst, what is data science, what is business analyst, what is big data. There is, because a lot of things are talking around data and people are confused, right? That's the reason I'm just taking this slide to differentiate business analytics and data science, right? So business analytics is all about taking the answering the business questions. So what is this business questions? So you just ask a question. You go to a mall, if you are a owner of the mall, and you just ask, what is the sales today? That's a business question. What is the sales today? And the business analyst are there in the mall, they answer, today's business is 3 lakh. Because you asked the business question, they answered your business question. But when you ask the same question to a data scientist, what is the sales today, right? So what data scientist will say that today's sales is 3 lakh, and these are the variety of products which are doing good, these many products which are not doing good, and these many products are not doing good because so and so reason, and these are the variety of products which are doing pretty good, and these are the variety of products which are not doing good, and because of feedback about the previous versions or previous products, and because of this competitor products, and what kind of action we need to take to overcome this particular problem. Everything they say, on top of answering the business question, they'll answer your resolution also, right? That is all about data science. But business analytics, they just answer the business question, but they will not get to know what kind of action we need to take it to overcome the problem, right? Now data science is also a kind of analytics, but I'll tell you about, right? So descriptive analytics, right? So when you say that business analytics, we have so many types of business analytics here. Descriptive analytics is one of the preliminary stage of data pre-processing that creates the summary of historical data to yield a useful information and possibly prepare the data for further analysis, right? Descriptive analytics is sometimes said to provide information what happened, right? So they'll just tell you what actually happened, right? So they'll not tell you what kind of action we need to take it to overcome the problem, but you'll just get to know what had happened, right? So for instance, healthcare providers, right? How many patients have been hospitalized nowadays? This is doing very good, like COVID patients, right? How many patients every day in the news you say these many people have deaths, and these many people have hospitalized, these many people are discharged, right? So descriptive analytics news channels, right? So they'll just give you, right, descriptive analysis. This is what happened, today's status, today's statistics, right? So 2 lakh people have admitted, 1 lakh people have discharged, 5,000 people have death, right? So this is how descriptive analytics, you'll get to know what happened, right? So if you want to see the 1 month, right, the COVID patient details, right, you can see last March onwards we are into a lockdown stage, right? Because of so many patients, so many COVID cases, right? And so many deaths are happening, right? You can see all 1 month's data, and with that you'll get to know what actually happened, right? That is all you'll that is what we call it as descriptive analytics, right? Now predictive analytics is all about taking the previous information, and you need to identify what is likely to happen in future, right? So CM and all, they just extend the lockdown, right? Why? Because by taking the previous information, by taking the 1 month's information, they will predict. There are some technical guys over there, they'll predict, right? If we don't do a lockdown, this might happen. If we do a lockdown, this will come down, right? That is what we call it as predictive analytics, practice of extracting information, right, from the existing data set in order to determine pattern, right? What happened, right? Previous data, you are just analyzing it and you are predicting the future, right? And so predictive analytics is all about what is likely to happen in future, right? What will happen in future, right? That is all about predictive analytics. Descriptive analytics is all about what happened, right? And predictive analytics is what will happen in future, right? Likewise, we have discovery analytics, wherein at this stage historical data can be measured against the other data to answer why something is happening, right? You need to identify, you'll get to know what happened, right? So you understand what will happen in future, and you need to identify why this is happening, right? So for CM and PM and all these things, analytics people will keep giving them the suggestion, right? So you get to know what happened, what will happen, and why this happened. That is what discovery analytics. Now, prescriptive analytics, which is what kind of action we need to take it to overcome the future problem, right? Because you just analyze the data and you just keep it with you, then what's the use, right? You got to know what happened, right? And you understood what will happen in future. You also got to know why it happened, right? With this information, you need to identify what kind of action we need to take it to overcome the problem, right? That is where prime ministers and chief ministers and all, they'll increase the lockdown, right? And now there is a lockdown in our city because the positivity rate is not less than 10%, right? So they say that let us continue the lockdown, right? Because they understood this is what happened, and they understood this will happen, and they also got to know why this has happened, and that is the action. Let us increase the lockdown for one more month, right? One more week, right? This is what you need to take up a decisions, right? So this is just current situation. I'm just taking that as an example, but the same scenario happens in all the business, right? You go to any of the Flipkart or any of the retail shops, right? Any of the mobile shop or any of the laptops, right? They understand the sales of that particular HP laptops, right? When I was working with HP, right? So there are a lot of HP products were having some issues, right? There are a lot of changes, there are a lot of sales for HP products were down, right? So they were doing a lot of analysis, right? So what happened, right? What will happen, right? Why it happened? They understood all this problem, and they started rectifying that problem, and they got to know their problem, and now they are doing very good in the market. Everywhere HP laptops are going on the trend, and everyone purchasing the HP laptops. It is applicable in all the business, right? So this is all a data scientist will do it, right? Data scientist will take the information about descriptive analytics. They do descriptive analytics, they do predictive analytics, and they do discovery analytics. And with that, they'll take up the they do prescriptive analytics, what kind of action we need to take, right? Example, you say, right, when you go to hospital, right, and you say that, so I'm having this fever, right? And you explain your problem, what happened to you. Doctors will take your problem, they listen to your problem, and they say that, so this might happen in future, right? And they also tell you why it happened to you, right? And with that, they'll give some prescription, right? They'll give some tablets, they'll give some injections, and they'll say that you this particular prescription, you follow it for 1 week, and you'll overcome with this particular situation, right? That is how everywhere, right? So doctors are kind of data scientists, to be honest, right? They'll understand your problem, they understand, right, what happened to you, why it happened, right? They also tell you what will happen in future, and they also give you the prescription, right? Likewise, data scientists will do the predictive analytics, prescriptive analytics, discovery analytics, and prescriptive analytics, right? So that is how, right? Evolved organization, right? Most of the data scientists will always talking to CEOs, CTOs, most of the management, right? Uh, Most of the management guys, most of the CEO data scientists will talk about, right? Any doubts on business analysis and how data science you know are involved in this, right? Okay, if I'm going little fast, let me know. No. So again, people are confused, right? Big data, right? What is big data? And people say that everything is same only. They say that big data is also data science, data analysis is also data science, data science is also data science, right? But it is actually different, right? Big data is all about, right? So it is volume of data, velocity of data, and variety of data, right? How big your data is, right? How fast, right, your data is coming to you, right? How different varieties of data you are getting it. So you are only bothered about data. You are only bothered about data. But with that data, you will not get to know, right, what kind of action we need to take it, right? You are just collecting the data. That's it. Big data is all about storing the data and accessing the data. With that, you will not be able to take up what kind of action you need to take. Big data is only about storing the data and processing the data. That's it, right? So what kind of data you'll get it? You may get, different volume of data. You may get structured data. You may get unstructured data, right? So huge amount of data you might get, right? So your data, you may get data in a very very fast, very, velocity of data would be very fast, right? And you may get different varieties, as I said, structured and unstructured, right? So you are only bothered about, right, different varieties of data. You are only bothered about how fast you are getting the data, right? And you're bothered about, so where to store it and how big your data is all about. Only you are concerned about storing it, accessing it, and you are understanding what varieties of data you are getting it and processing the data, right? But data science is, right, so you are extracting the information from that data, right? You should have some hacking skills, or you should have some programming skills to read the data. You should have some domain or business expertise to understand the data. You should have some mathematics and statistics knowledge to do discovery analytics, to do a, prescriptive analytics, to do a, proper suggestions, to do a proper business justification, business decisions, right? So you should have all this knowledge. You read all this data. You read all this data using some programming skills, and you apply. You should have some business domain, because if you are analyzing the data, if you are data science for for medical domain, that means you should have some medical, knowledge, right? You should have some medical terminologies, right? How medical industry works, all these things you should have knowledge.